My name is Larry Goldstein. I'm a Senior Program Officer with the Airport Cooperative Research Program, sponsored by the Transportation Research Board of the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine. One of the student programs I have the pleasure of managing is the ACRP Graduate Research Awards Program. We have been offering research awards to graduate students in aviation-related fields for the past 10 years as a way to attract academically oriented students to the industry and to enhance their understanding of the broader issues that need to be addressed. We are looking for students across many disciplines to undertake research that can be applied to specific airport needs, research that can make a real contribution to aviation. Under this program, 100 students from more than 50 different universities have received this award, and more than 100 research mentors have been involved. The potential for topics is broad. Just a few areas to mention: airport capacity, long-term planning, demand forecasting, airport finance and economic development, environmental issues and sustainability, safety and security, and airport operations. To apply for this program, you must be a U.S. or Canadian citizen, a permanent resident of those countries, or a current student visa holder. You must also be officially enrolled full-time in a graduate degree program at an accredited U.S. or Canadian institution of higher learning. Each year we select up to 10 students for a $12,000 research award. In addition to the stipend, awardees benefit from a faculty advisor and an expert panel of advisors in the awardees' research area. Their research papers can be published in the Transportation Research Record, the official peer-reviewed journal of the Transportation Research Board. And they have the opportunity to present their work at the Transportation Research Board annual meeting. This preeminent meeting for all things transportation attracts more than 12,000 professionals and is held each January in Washington, D.C. As part of this video, you will be hearing from selection panel members, expert advisors, and past winners. You will also learn about where to apply and resources available to you. We hope this information will help you to develop a competitive application.
The ACRP program has great value in terms of the research end of it, but I personally think the greatest value comes from the ability to interact with people, and not just in the process of doing the research, but also by the ability to come to the annual meeting, present your findings in some way or another, and to interact with folks who are already in the aviation community. You will be exposed to a far broader universe of professional applications at a TRB annual meeting than you will ever be exposed to at whatever university you're at right at the moment. You're going to see people who do things that you'd never even heard of. I spent my entire career working for an organization that I'd never heard of until I applied for a job there, because my mentor at my own transportation program told me I should apply for it. And I said, well, what does the Library of Congress do for transportation research? And he said, if you get the job, you'll make it a career. And I laughed at that, and I did. He was right.
I've received a number of different benefits from being part of the Graduate Research Award Program. They're almost too numerous to count. In particular, I think the connections with mentors has been incredibly valuable. Being in academia in the field that I'm in, there are not a lot of people who work on airports or any kind of transportation projects. And so my access to resources and experts has been relatively limited up to this point. And so both the guidance from the mentors and the contacts they were able to provide me in industry in order to complete this research was just really, really invaluable.
One of the key benefits that I see of the ACRP program is that it gives our students the opportunity to interact with experts in aviation very early in their careers. This helps them shape both their master's thesis and/or dissertation, but I think more importantly helps open their eyes to the opportunities that might be out there in aviation.
This presentation was very similar to what I had given for my thesis defense, but big difference was the audience. I've always felt that when a person presents his or her work, the work is not very different, the presentation is not very different, it's the audience which keeps on changing. So when I presented this work for my thesis defense, a lot of the crowd was students from MIT as well as professors from MIT. Now a lot of the crowd was the actual people, the industry people who are interested in using the models and who have actually worked in this field beforehand. So the audience was different. As I said, it always helps to present to a diverse audience. And after the presentation, I actually got to speak with a very experienced person who has worked in Boeing for many years, and he gave me very good insights about the work I have been doing and why Boeing might be interested in it.
Presenting at the Transportation Research Board conference after finishing my research for the ACRP grant was very beneficial to my career, because not only did it help me with my presentation skills, but also it allowed me to present in front of probably 30 or 40 individuals that are in the professional world in the type of career I wanted to pursue.
Probably another key benefit that I see of the ACRP program is that being able to do it very early in the student's career also gives them exposure to the publication process. So having that panel of reviewers in a non-threatening environment that's more supportive to help them through, I feel also helps them build the technical writing and communication skills that they need, that are critically important for their careers going forward.
So the benefit of having the paper published in the Transportation Research Record is at least twofold. First of all, it gets it out there to a lot of people who would benefit from the research. It gives it a much broader exposure than it would have, because it gives it a life after the TRB conference in addition to the presentation that happened. So people might come to the presentation, learn about your work, and then they can go find out more about it in details, cite it, and build on top of it. It also gives the work a level of credibility for other researchers who are interested in the field, so that they can build off that work and grow the topic, grow the field going forward.
I think the main benefit of being published in the TRB journal is that the readership is mainly composed of people that are very practical, in the sense that they read your research. And that goes back to how we communicate our research to other people. So when it gets published in TRB, you are sure that people that actually gonna apply that research, that people that will actually use your research, will read it. And that is very important, because that is the main, in my opinion, the main purpose of every research. That is solving a problem that can be applied for the benefit of everyone else.
I used the stipend to support air cargo research that I was doing. One of the things that's come out of this is a survey of fulfillment centers to understand when they use air cargo, why they use it, and what the methods are. So I was able to conduct a survey of all of these fulfillment centers in a large data set, contrast that with brick and mortar distribution centers, and gather the results to better understand the nature of the demand by really generating new data that hadn't been there before. So that's one of the major things that I was able to use the stipend for.
I had a big panel of mentors and advisors, and they have been really amazing in terms of giving really valuable feedback. And I wasn't expecting how much that has sort of changed my thinking in some ways, because they are comprised of a panel of very experienced experts in the field, has worked many years, including consulting in the aviation arena as well as government, and really offering such a fresh perspective on the kind of nitty-gritty academic work and academic world that I've been mostly invested in. And that has been really refreshing. And through this experience, interacting with my mentors and such, I really realized how big a gap there exists between pure academic research, and something that policymakers, aviation operators, airports, all these different stakeholders can really take and use. And I think bridging that gap is one of the biggest missions that I've come out of this program to aim for in my research career moving forward.
My experience as a Graduate Research Award recipient is that it really opened up a lot of doors for my career. Not only did it help me add a publication to my academic resume, but also I think the most beneficial part was getting to meet the reviewers helping me out, and it led to my very first job out of college, where one of the reviewers hired me in their consulting firm, which led to a great year and a half working for the Federal Aviation Administration, which led to me being an assistant professor at Virginia Tech?
So participating in the program tremendously helped my professional career because it was really the first real world experience where I had outside expectations and timelines and time frames and somebody paying me indirectly. So there was things that I'd never really encountered. It was a humbling experience to go through that, but to get that real world practical experience of meeting deadlines and expectations in a professional setting was very, very valuable.
The application for the Graduate Research Award, as well as more information and resources, can be found on the program website. You will also find a list of topic areas to help you identify potential research topics.